Hello? Well, the Indian Ocean is rather different to the Pacific and the Atlantic because of the presence of the Asian landmass to the north. So in the Atlantic or the Pacific, a lot of heat that gets put in by the atmosphere can be transported to the high northern latitudes by ocean currents like the Gulf Stream in the Atlantic or the Kuroshio current in the Pacific. But the North Indian Ocean can't do that because Asia blocks any current developing in that way. So all the heat that's being put into the tropical Indian Ocean by the atmosphere has to be redistributed in a different way, and it leads to a lot of climate interactions that are rather different. Also, the Indian Ocean gains heat from the tropical Pacific through the Indonesian passages. So one of the consequences of the large landmass Asia north of the Indian Ocean is a very strong monsoon signal, very strong seasonal reversals in winds and rainfall and heat fluxes between Asia and the Indian Ocean, and then likewise East Africa and Northern Australia also have strong monsoonal climates. Well, the eastern side of Africa is very sensitive to the Indian Ocean. In the equatorial parts of eastern Africa, Kenya, Tanzania and Uganda, those countries have a bimodal rainfall regime, so they have 2 rainy seasons each year. And the rain season in the October, November, December months is very sensitive to conditions developing in the equatorial Indian Ocean. So particularly when there is an El Nino event and what's known as an Indian Ocean dipole event with warmer than average sea surface temperature conditions in the western part of the Indian Ocean and cooler conditions off Java and Sumatra, then one expects to get floods or very heavy rainfall in equatorial East Africa. And at the same time, there's less rainfall than average in Sumatra and other parts of Indonesia. But further south, in the tropical and subtropical parts of southern Africa, there tends to be 1 rainy season per year, which is mainly in the summer months. And those parts of southern Africa respond more to sea surface temperature conditions in the tropical and subtropical South Indian Ocean, and they also respond to the El Nino situation that develops out of the Pacific Ocean. Well, climate scientists use a lot of different techniques. Some people would work mainly with data. Some of this data has been collected through the National Meteorological Services over, in some cases, long periods, not so long in parts of Africa. And some of this data has been reanalyzed using computer models of the atmosphere to try and produce the best representation that we would have of the atmospheric circulation and conditions since about 1950 through to the present. Other climate scientists would work with other types of data. They might use proxy data, for example, coral data. They might use data from tree rings, sediments, pollens, but that's on much longer timescales. Other climate scientists are doing modeling activities where they might use either an atmospheric model or an ocean model or what's called a coupled climate model, which tries to represent the whole climate system of the globe. And they do various analyses and experiments with these climate models to get a better idea of what the variations are in climate in these models and how they might expect to change in the future under enhanced greenhouse gas emissions. The difficulty with some of these predictions is that, particularly southern Africa, it's a fairly narrow landmass and it's characterized by very strong contrasts in topography, in temperature between the ocean currents, the rest of the ocean and the landmass. And so it's rather difficult to accurately represent an area like that with a climate model. So one has to be cautious about making detailed projections of climate change over a region such as southern Africa. But generally speaking, there is a expectation that the subtropical high pressure ridge, if you like, would be expected to move further south than it is in the present climate and perhaps strengthen. and that would tend to produce more likelihood of drought conditions over subtropical southern Africa. Further north in equatorial East Africa, there may be a possibility of increased flood events during the short rain seasons, October, November, December, if we have a situation where we might get in a future climate more El Nino events or more positive Indian Ocean dipole events.